Hey everyone, it's Miss Goobrood, and this video is going to show you how to make your own tangrams. So if you need a set of tangrams or you've been wanting to try them and play with them, they're kind of fun. This will show you how to make your own. So the first thing you need is a piece of paper. Now, it doesn't have to be fancy colored paper like I have. I just did this so you could see it a little easier on the video, but it could be a piece of recycled paper, a piece of junk mail. It could be a piece of notebook paper. Whatever paper it is, it's probably going to start in a rectangle, and if it has any fringes, you got to cut those off first. So if you're using computer, or not computer paper, but if you're using notebook paper, and you pull it out and it has those little tags, those little fringes on the edge, take your scissors and cut those off first. So the two things you need to make your tangrams are a piece of paper and a scissors. So pause the video and go get those if you need them, and then come back and I'm going to show you step by step how to make some tangrams. Now, remember that if you get stuck and you're not sure what I'm saying, go back and rewind the video. It's absolutely fine, and watch that part again. That's totally fine. You can watch it as many times as you want till you figure it out. You'll get it. All right, go get your materials, and I'll see you in just a second. All right, so here we have our piece of paper and our scissors. So it's a rectangle, and we need, in order to make the tangrams, we need it to be a square. So what we're going to do, notice that there's a long side and a short side. We're going to fold it so the corner, this 90-degree corner, turns into a tiny corner. We're going to take this short side and fold it, make that little corner right there, make it super tiny. You're going to fold the short side over to the long side and line it up right along there so that you end up with a smaller corner. See how I made that corner much smaller? And see how the short side and the long side are lined right up like that? And then you're going to crease it. So this is what you end up with. You end up with a fold like this, and there's some extra hanging down at the bottom. So pause and fold your paper so that the short side folds right over, not to the other short side. We're not folding the hamburger way. We're not folding the hot dog way. We're folding one short side to line up along with the long side. And then go ahead and crease it. Pause the video and do that, and then come back. All right, if you're back, you're ready to get rid of this extra part. All this part that's sticking out, we don't want that. That's what we're going to cut off. So carefully cut off the end like that. Now, you can use this for another purpose, or you can recycle it. We're not going to need that piece. So you can just put that away to the side and recycle it, or save it for something else. Now, we're going to open this back up. There it is. Now, we're going to take a look at tangrams. There's 7 pieces that we'll be making. So the very first thing we're going to do is actually cut right along that line that we just folded. So we just folded this cut right here. We're just going to cut right along that line. Now try as much as you can, try to stay right on where you're going to cut, because that'll make your tangrams a lot neater. And if they're neater, it's easier to use them, and it's easier to see how they fit together. So use some care and some neatness and cut right along that line. So we have 2 big triangles. Now we're going to need both of these, so don't get rid of any of these. But we are going to set one over to the side. So I'm just going to put that over here. Now we need this one. This one, what we're going to do is, you notice that there's 2 short sides and then 1 long side. Put the long side down like I have it here, and there's 2 short sides. We're going to connect these 2 short sides. We're going to fold the line, fold the triangle along the long end, and we're going to connect. We're going to have those 2 short sides that match. We're going to bring them around and have them match. Now, when you do that, give it a nice fold, just like that. So here it is open. The long triangle is what has the fold in it now, and the two, not long triangle, long side, that long side is where we folded it. The two shorter sides, we're bringing those together to match and then creasing it down like that. Notice how I'm kind of taking the side of my fingernail and running it over the fold. That makes a nice clean fold. So if your paper keeps flopping open and it's hard to see, turn your finger sideways, turn your fingernail sideways, and run it right along that and see how it stays nice and flat. Now, we're going to open it up and cut that line we just made. So open it up. I like to flip it over, but either way, open it up and cut right along that line. Those two pieces now are ready. Those are the first two pieces. So we're all done with those. So we're just going to put them to the side because we're done with the first two pieces. So I'm going to switch and put those over here. I still want them. Those are the first two pieces, but now I'm ready for the next piece. So go ahead and pause the video and do that and come back when you have these two pieces cut and you're ready to start on this one. All right, if you're back, that means you're ready to start making this part. Now, this is a little tricky. This is a different fold than we've done before. Whoops, my light's turned off. There we go. This is a different fold than we've done before. Again, we're going to orient our paper with that long side down and the short sides on either side, just like we did before. But this time, we're going to fold this point, the top point, straight down to the long side. So we're not folding to make a corner narrower. We're just folding a flat to make a flat line. So we're taking this corner, the one where the two sides connect to, the two sides that are the same, they both connect to the same corner. This 90-degree corner, we're going to flip that straight down so that it touches the, whoops, you know what? Actually, let's do this first. Hold on. Before we do that, so we know where to do it, let's do the exact same thing we just did on the last thing. We folded it so that there was a long, there's the long side, and then the two short sides. We're going to fold the long side, and the two short sides are going to touch each other. So here we go. Do that same fold, because then we know exactly where to fold it. Otherwise, it gets tricky. So we're going to just put a pause. We'll come back to what I just was saying in a second. All right, so go ahead and do the same procedure with this one that you just did with the last one. There it is. There's the same procedure. Now, open it up. So pause again if you need to fold it just the same as we just did, but we're not going to cut it. Last time we folded and cut. This time we just folded. Now we're going to go back to what I was saying. Take this square corner where the two sides that are the same length, where they meet, and fold it straight down towards the bottom, and you'll know exactly now where to match it up because the two, you'll just match the fold to the fold and fold it flat like that. There you go. So it looks like a trapezoid shape or a little bit like an envelope too, and this corner pops back up. That's what it should look like. Go ahead and fold it like that. Remember, you can always pause and go back a little bit, rewind a little bit, and watch me do it again. There it is. There's the full triangle. I find the square corner on the triangle, and I fold it straight down towards that long line. Now, when I unfold it, I'm going to cut exactly what I just folded. I'm going to cut that fold. So I'm going to cut the top, if you will. I'm going to cut the top off the triangle. That's another piece. That's the third piece I need for my tangrams. So I'm going to put that to the side. So when you, now I have three pieces to the side, and I have this shape left that I'm going to make the other four pieces out of. So pause and do that, and come back when you're ready to continue. All right, if you're back, you're ready to continue. Notice if I fold along the fold I already did, notice that I make a right trapezoid. So that's what your shape should make. It should make a trapezoid. An isosceles trapezoid means the two sides are the same, along with one set of parallel lines. And if you fold it in half, you get a right trapezoid because there's two right angles. Now, open it up and choose one side, doesn't matter which side, choose one side and take the very pointy corner and flip it in halfway so that that little tiny corner goes right where your fold is. So I'm folding it in halfway right there so that the tip of my, there it is, see that? How the tip comes right in and folds right to that fold that I already made. When I fold it out, you'll notice that I've made one small triangle and a square. So when I fold it out, there you see, there's the triangle and there's the square. You're going to cut the triangle and the square off. So fold it and then cut those triangle and square off. So that's what that looks like when I cut those off. And then that little triangle and the square, both of those pieces I need. So I'm going to put those over to the side. So pause and do that step. Remember, you can re-watch it if you need to. And then come back when you just have this one little right trapezoid left. All right, if you're back, it means we're ready for the last two pieces. Okay, this one is a little tricky because, again, it's folding in a different way. This time, you see these two sides that are both even at the kind of the top of the trapezoid, that 90-degree angle. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to match those two sides up. So you're going to bring this bottom corner, and you want to orient it the same way I do. So when I say bottom, you know which one I'm talking about. This bottom corner and this top corner, you're going to make those two sides of the same length. You're going to make them touch each other. There they are. So you roll it around like that so that this top right there, this top corner used to be 90 degrees. We're going to line those two sides up so they match each other. And we're going to make that corner a lot pointier. And then those two sides that were the same length are laying right across each other. And look what shape I'm making. I'm making a parallelogram. So when I open it up, you can see I have a big parallelogram and another small triangle. That's what I'm making. I'm making one parallelogram and a second small triangle. Now, when you open it up, that's the last cut that you're going to make. There it is. So there's my parallelogram and there's my small triangle. So pause and do that and then come back. Now, if you're back, you should see two small triangles, one medium-sized triangle, a parallelogram, a square, and two big triangles. So you should have 7 pieces, and those are the 7 pieces that you should have. All right, I hope that worked well for you. Remember, if you got stuck, just go back and watch that part again and try it again. And it is okay. If you totally messed up, no big deal. Just get another sheet of paper and start again. See you next time.